Oops, I accidentally deleted that.
About the activity that you're exposed to.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Worry about that, number one, and then you can have a conversation with young Schlapp. I mean, if I was the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get out in front of this thing and do what would be a fantastic promotional move. I'm a little dumbfounded that we don't know whether he's following the rules properly. We don't know if he's running this by a lawyer. Maybe you could argue that they just don't want that sort of activity on their platform, but you think they'd be more worried about the activity that you're exposed to.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Worry about that, number one, and then you can have a conversation with young Schlapp. I mean, if I was the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get out in front of this thing and do what would be a fantastic promotional move. I'm a little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high-tech world who invented this stuff in some ways. Why don't they get ahead of it and get a young guy on their team?
That's
what I'm doing with you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that hard to figure out. I learned a long time ago that if you're not listening to the youngest guy or girl in the room, you're missing opportunity. You have to evolve and you have to keep on top of this technology and you have to bring new ideas into the room to do your job. My job is to expose bad people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning. Give us a private line. We are open to communicate with you. We want to talk with you guys. We know a lot of these really bad actors, and the first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist letter.
It's horrible from a public image standpoint. I mean, you're killing the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, tasers and smoke guns. I mean, you're providing information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints that Roblox had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start-to-finish conversation of everything that took place. Did you guys ever reach out to social media sites before the sting goes down?
No, we always go to law enforcement. We work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that
Yeah.
ensure a successful prosecution. That's why the prosecution rate in these states is like 99.1%. It's law enforcement first, then they can deal with the corporation. The corporation should be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement to investigate.
I'm going to read to you a quote from Roblox's corporate blog describing our operations. Similar to actual predators, they often impersonate actively approach users and then try to lead them onto different platforms to have really explicit conversations. We obviously do not talk to these predators. We don't impersonate real children. Our decoys are, adults.
Well, I think if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, that's wrong. Based upon what you said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You really set up a profile of somebody who's underage, and you exist in that room until an adult approaches one of your decoys. Then if the conversation takes place, they get exposed, and that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both on your platform as a citizen journalist.
You know what? I'm gonna write a song. I don't know why, but when I sleep, when I just minding my own business, my brain just suddenly, made this song, made these lyrics, made this. Though it can happen when I'm awake, but when I'm in a shower or when I sleep, it's more common when that happens. Yeah, we're gonna write a war. Not even a song, a war. This video itself.
I thought it was kind of wild how they compared what we're doing to actual predators.
I'm gonna write here in this video itself.
If they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, yeah, that's horrible. This entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox, because anything that creates awareness and a dialogue is important. And you need to tell parents that this stuff exists, that these dangers are out there, and that if your child is approached,
are this gonna be in the news?
By a predator, they need to come to the parents. I mean, that's the first line of defense. It's great what you're doing. It's great what I do. It's really great that law enforcement and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children does all this work. It's great that Roblox has a department that takes a look at So what's not great is the lack of connection here that could make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have
Though
to show parents.
so they didn't even ban the spawnism drama.
That's what goes on here. They have to have the discussion with kids and say, hey, be careful.
What made you like interested into like getting into?
Wait. That blue hair mama and that spiring square has something in common, and but the partner, but their partner, well, the others is hated, try to save them, and their platform, and then you ditch them. if that blue hair woman became the CEO, I'm gonna lose it.
Roblox.
I was personally getting communication on social media saying, you need to look into this, you need to look into this, you need to look into this. And then we saw a big case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for and actually giving them Robux and having them exploit siblings and other. It made headlines down in Marion County, Florida. And so I started digging into it. We had good contacts with that sheriff's department there. And we actually, ironically, just did a interesting and take down out there. So we started with an interview there, and it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was
Wait lang.
who was exploited on Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we interviewed that victim's mother, and all of a sudden, all these cases started developing, including the lawsuit by the Attorney General of Louisiana.
That's interesting you mentioned Florida because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed.
Polk County, as you know, is where Sheriff Grady Judd is. They're very active in this space.
Goodbye, like, yung nag-ano pa ko eh.
It breaks my
Naka-record.
heart. I'm sorry that you had to deal with this as a younger guy.
Naka-record.
On this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon, advantage of it.